Hey, so your partner doesn't want to have sex anymore, okay? It's a big problem. I hear about this all the time in couples, and I'm going to talk about why this is the case and how I was able to have a 23-year, very sexual relationship. So my name is Lianna Walden. I'm a sex and relationship coach and sexual energy activator. And we're going to get into talking about where is the sex gone? But first, subscribe to my channel, please. I would love to have you part of my tribe. And if you haven't yet, then get on my mailing list below. I offer some really great tips that can help you in your sexuality and in your relationship. So, why does my partner not want to have sex anymore? This is a massive problem in long-term relationships. And the first thing that comes is boredom, okay? Your partner is bored. Likely you are bored as well. But the biggest scenario is the partner is bored. They are tired of what you've been doing. They're not interested in it anymore. It's not stimulating them. They're not feeling any connection to their body, into their sexuality. They're not feeling a connection into the connection with you because you're doing the same thing over and 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 over again, and it gets tedious. Now, it's not just your fault because your partner needs to take power of their own body, their own lives, their own situation. But if you're finding that there's been conversation around I'm bored, you've heard this word, or you're even feeling it yourself, then you got to do something about it, right? You can't just sit in boredom. If you're in your job and you're bored, and some of us sit in that boring job forever, you know what that feels like? Horrible. So you want to get out of boredom, okay? We're going to talk about how to do that. So just stick around and we'll get into that. So boredom is one. The other one is, and is similar to boredom, is stagnation. So you have just come to a point where nothing you're trying is kind of connecting you anymore. Nothing you have been doing is working anymore to get the two of you to go into some nice, deep sexual connection. You have run out of ideas. You have become stagnant in your sexual energy, in your connection as a couple. And so this requires you to do new things. And a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of couples, and I offer lots of new things, and people try them and they find that they are revolutionary and change their entire sex life, but they don't want to keep putting out the change, putting out the energy to make change, putting out the energy to have a different kind of experience. You know, we're generally lazy people. You know, we want it just to be fantastic and amazing and great all the time. But it's not like that. It takes some work. It takes some different kind of energy. So if you're in this place of stagnation, stick around. We're going to talk about how to get out of that as well. So we've got boredom. We've got stagnation. We've got the loss of connection to your sexual energy. And that usually happens when you're bored. But it can also happen that you have just come to a point where, well, I'm not connected to my sexual energy anymore because what I have been doing up to this point is not allowing me to connect to it anymore. I don't even know where it is to connect to. I don't know how to move that energy through my body. So a lot of it is the fact that we get disconnected from our own bodies. And sex is part of the body. And in order for us to move into loving our sexual relationship again, loving the connection with our partner again, we have to get in connection with our bodies, okay? Now, just to go a little bit anecdotally into my own 23-year marriage where, yes, there were downs in our sexual connection, but when we felt the boredom and the stagnation and the disinterest in what we were doing sexually, we made some change. We did different things. We would check what else is there to do. What else am I feeling? We started to do a lot of dancing that really made a huge difference. The dancing got our bodies moving, got the energy moving in our body. It's movement that is non-linear that really helps. Exercise is really good and really important, but moving your body in a way that is non-linear, which means There's no prescribed way of moving it. Just turning on music, dancing is the best, and just let your body move. Get the energy moving in your body. Dance together. Dance together and get the energy moving, right? This helps move the creative energy, move your life force energy through your body, and helps you connect to your sexual energy. So we have the component as well that there's just no excitement left. There's no excitement between us, and we're not doing anything new to create excitement. So I'm always going back to, you got to do new things. Okay, now my YouTube channel has like tons of different kinds of things that you can try, different kinds of possible forms of sexual exploration. If you've been in a monogamous relationship forever, then this is one area that you can discuss. Like maybe you want to open this up a little bit, even in discussion, in fantasy play and role play, because these kinds of exciting, kind of scary ways of taking your relationship can make huge differences in the connection that you have with your partner. You don't have to sit in sexless, boring, stagnant kind of relationship. But you do need to put your foot forward. You do need to express yourself at a deeper level. Okay, you got to find out things inside of you in order to, you got to find out those deeper desires and let them out. When I was in my 23-year marriage, we always allowed ourselves to feel something that would turn us on it. Okay, let's try this. This feels really exciting. Let's try this. And one thing that comes to mind was, and I'm going to talk about this on my Patreon account, so go to my Patreon, sign up so you can get the full story about this. But we wanted to play with other couples. And so, Craigslist was the place that we went to start with connecting with single guys. When I found out my husband was bisexual and we wanted to get other men as a threesome, we thought, let's see if there's any couples out there that might want to connect with us and even just talk to us about sex. And we found an ad that was looking for, it was written by the husband of the coupledom, who wanted to play out a scenario with his wife by surprising her. They own an art gallery, and he wanted to play out a scenario where people came into the art gallery and there was an exchange between him and his wife and the two people, and then some exciting sexual things happened in the art gallery. So he was really excited to play that out, and we responded because we thought, whoa, that could be cool. I mean, how would that turn out? We didn't know. It's just something that came up, different, new, exciting, unusual. We didn't really know how it was going to unfold. We have the power to make the choices as we go along. And so we responded, and we ended up having an amazing evening. And if you want to know about it, come to my Patreon, and I'm going to tell you the whole detailed story there. But this enabled us to connect with another couple, play out a fantasy kind of game, have a lot of fun as a couple. It wasn't threatening at all because we were together and they were together, and it was just, four people having a different kind of experience, doing something unusual and new and fresh and scary and fun, and it really, and so in that relationship and this relationship too that I'm in now, we're always looking for other ways that we can express ourselves sexually, other ways that we can do things that are different than what we've done up to this point. Okay, the whole thing is about being different, doing something unique, doing something thrilling, exciting, scary, right? Now, the other big aspect here is stress, okay? If you are both stressed, you're stressed about money, you're stressed about work, you're stressed about COVID, you're stressed about, whatever it is, sex cannot take place, okay? Sex does not work good. Sexual connection, going into the sexual dimension, does not work under stress, okay? If your partner is feminine being, you're not having sex, and you know that she is stressed, and you're stressed maybe about not having sex as well, because that starts to happen when you don't have connection for a long time in a relationship, then spend some time both getting really comfortably relaxed, releasing the stress. And you can offer that to your partner, whether your partner is masculine or feminine. You can offer ways to calm them down, to relieve the stress from their bodies, from their beings, by the way you talk. You can be more gentle. You can offer massage. You can offer things that you know that they like, so that they're calmer. And as you can just feel it, as you get into that calmer energy, then you can connect. You can connect to your sexual energy. That you have to go go into the calmness to connect to the sexual energy, okay? And a lot of the time, people that are not having sex, and then they haven't had it for a while, and they're getting agitated, and their body needs to have that release, but also connection of intimacy with their partner. And so the stress starts to build, and then you get more and more stressed, and then you're just angry and you're resentful, and like, that's not sexual energy, right? Sexual energy is down in the calmness, in the deeper levels of the body, and that's where you want to connect with each other. So before you even start any of the sexual exploration, before you even start of trying all sorts of new things, get yourselves really calm. Like, let's spend a night just having a quiet dinner, glass of wine, taking some breaths with each other, doing some massage, and talking about what our desires are, what our fantasies are, okay? I talk about this in my video here. Go there and check out the steps that you can take to start to do some sexual exploration with your partner. But de-stressing yourself, even if it's for a night, an hour, will help you into connecting to your desire, into connecting to your partner, into feeling like exploring something different sexually. Okay. So I hope that helps you. I would love to hear from what things that you have been doing that have helped you reconnect sexually with your partner. This is a huge problem that many couples are facing, and we need to help each other. We need to express ways that are working for us. And I talk about this a lot because I know that it's something that a lot of long-term relationships are facing, and I want to help you. I want to be here for you. I want to give you the tools to help you make your way through these boring, stagnant kind of times. The only way my 23-year marriage worked, and for that amount of time, was because we were always searching for something different and new to explore, to try to connect in a different way. And we went through many different phases of that. It was always changing. It was never back to the way it was. It was always going through phases of exploration and of change. And I'm going to talk more about other ways that you can explore. And I'm going to talk about my own personal stories on my Patreon in more detail. So please go there and sign up and come join me for story time, first Wednesday of the month. All right. I hope you have a great night. Thank you for coming here and being part of the tribe of sexual explorers, and I will see you again soon. Much love, thank you.